The spread of value added tax has been the most important development in taxation over the last half century. Today, VAT is the most important source of income in many countries. It was introduced in Kenya in January 1990 to replace the sales tax, which had been in operation since 1973. It was brought up as a measure to increase government revenue through the expansion of the tax base. A report by the Parliamentary Budget Committee says that the cost of living in Kenya has risen drastically in the last 10 years, and the situation will only get worse within the next 2 years. Following the enforcement of the new VAT law in Kenya, Kenyans have found it hard adjusting to the new life. With the current economy having over half the population living below the poverty line, Kenyans have found themselves in an enigma. We caught up with a business journalist from 103.1 Shine FM who shed more light on what the VAT law means for Kenyans.
I'm Zinzi Kibiku. I'm a business journalist at Shine FM 103 on Global Business Today. Currently, with the way the economy is looking like after the government has increased the new VAT on certain goods and oil prices just went up this weekend, things may not be looking so positive for the Kenyans. Your September power bill will be so different from your August power bill. But despite that, the government has put certain regulators, certain policies or other rules to make sure that fellow Kenyans are not conned. For example, if you go to an oil station and the prices are higher and you forward their names, they could find themselves paying a fine of 1 million Kenyan shillings rather. And even though certain negative stuff are happening to the economy, there's positivity in it. For example, Kenya has been marked the 5th best place in Africa for tourist destinations because hotels are remarkably growing in the country. It's our first time coming in this list, and for us to come in 5th place out of 10, I think it's really wonderful. So if you look into the economy, yes, we have that small negative bit, but it's still looking good. There's still hope at the end of the day.
Life has become more difficult not just for the common mwananchi, but also for the business owners.
Kwa majina naitwa Kenneth Dekete, mimi ni mfanya biashara. Hivi VAT imetuaffect sisi kwa wafanya biashara kwa sababu bidhaa mingi bei imeongezeka, na ukipata customer kuja kununua kitu anaanza kutuzushia ya kwamba ni sisi ndio tumeipatisha, lakini ya kwamba sio sisi tumeipandisha, ni VAT imekuja ku affect hiyo kila kitu. For example, right now customer kikuja kununua kitu lazima uulize bei ndio ajue ndio aende kama ameridhika bei ya hiyo kitu. Na kuna vitu zingine haziko ya VAT iko imepanda, lakini wafanye biashara wameamua kupandisha kila kitu bei, na common mwananchi ana complain hizo vitu sana. Ungeomba serikali ingechungulia na kufuatilia vitu gani zilikuwa zimepandisha VAT na gani zilikuwa zimepandishwa. Juu kile VAT haikupandishwa kila kitu. Kuna vitu vingine walimention hizo vitu na wakapandisha VAT. Lakini sasa wafanya biashara wameamua kupandisha kila kitu VAT. Of which right now kwa mwananchi wanasuffer kabisa.
We sought to find out how true this was and how the new bill has left Kenyans feeling.
I feel that it's taking us a step behind, because as much as Africa is trying to eradicate poverty, this VAT has caused the standards of living in Kenya to rise, which will make it very hard for us to eradicate that poverty. Because if you look at the common mwananchi who usually survives on $1 per day, and now all that dollar can do is just buy him a packet of milk, how do we expect him to feed his family? So I think as much as the government was doing this with all the good intentions, they should have first thought about it and looked at the citizens first. What would their take be? How would they survive after this, after we raise the taxes? How are their standards of living going to change? So I think as much as they are doing this with all the good intentions, it turned out to be not so very good in the end.
It is said that change comes at a time when we least expect it. Students in and out of Daystar have been forced to adjust to the new changes in food prices, just like any other Kenyan out there.
As a student, of course I have to cut down on some things right now, because some things have gone up. So right now I have to really shorten my, let's say, list. My shopping list has to come down right now, because some of the things are expensive, or rather Yeah, some of the things have gone up. Like maybe if I'd buy a packet of milk every single day, I have to cut down on that right now because I can't just keep buying milk every day. Of course, I have other things to buy, and they've equally gone up. So I have to keep cutting down. Yeah, so it's not only affected the people out there; it's also affecting us as well.
Kenyans living below the poverty line level will have to work harder to make sure they sustain their living lifestyles, make sure food is on the table, children are going to school, essential needs are met. But even the medium people, medium class level, and even the rich still have to work hard to maintain their level of class. But one may complain that the lack of jobs, for example, but with certain projects such as Uwezo Fund that have been placed to help the youth, I think that's where we as Kenyans, the youth, come in and take advantage of it, you know? And from there we can be employers rather than looking for jobs. So that's the kind of hope I am talking about that is in the economy, and Kenyans just need to know of it and tap into that.
With most Kenyans pleading with the government to review the law, some politicians have taken to politicizing it. But whether or not the government will respond to the cries of the people is yet to be determined. My name is Wendo Kinani.